So guys, let's continue where we left off. So we had discussed that noun clauses can be introduced by if and whether. We have these two words. They can introduce noun clauses. We also have WH words, who, when, where, why, whose, which, etc. They can introduce noun clauses. And the word that it can also introduce a noun clause, right? So we have all of this, and it's very likely that when we see one of these, we are going to have a noun clause. But remember, that's not a must. It's not something that happens all the time that, oh, I have the word weather, so by force I have a noun clause. No, that's not the case. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Now, in order to know whether it's a noun clause, you need to remember that a noun clause is going to perform the role of a noun. So it has to be a noun, it has to behave as such. So a noun clause is going to be a subject, a direct object, etc., etc. If a clause can do that, then you know it's a noun clause. Now, let's take these three elements for example. Let's keep it simple. What Goku plans. If what I told you is true, and that is a noun clause, it means that it can perform the roles of any noun clause. Let's check that if it's true. Now, let's put that to the test. See here, I have gotten some sentences and I have underlined some nouns and noun equivalents. It is very dangerous. To defeat Frieza is his goal. Please tell me the truth. To defeat all evil, his goal might take time. If it is true, what I've just been telling you, then by changing these underlined words by the noun clause should make sense. Not in every case, of course. Remember that the noun clause has to make sense with the sentence, right? But I'm pretty sure that in these cases, all of these examples make sense. What Goku plans is very dangerous. It makes sense. To defeat Frieza is what Goku plans. Please tell me what Goku plans. To defeat all evil, what Goku plans might take time. Now, it is very dangerous. It is a subject pronoun. It's acting as the subject. It is very dangerous. And if what Goku plans is substituting the word it, that means that what Goku plans is the subject in the first sentence. What Goku plans is very dangerous. To defeat Frieza is his goal. To defeat Frieza is what? His goal. Be careful, remember, this is not a direct object. It's not a direct object because this is not a transitive verb, this is a linking verb. And with linking verbs, we get predicate nominatives. That's right. So, to defeat Frieza is what? What Goku plans. It's the same thing. What is Goku's goal? To defeat Frieza, right? It's the same thing. That's why they are predicate. This is a predicate nominative. The same here. What is what Goku plans? Well, he plans to defeat Frieza. So this, to defeat Frieza, and what Goku plans are the same thing. So they are both predicate nominatives. Please tell me the truth. Please tell me what? The truth. The truth is a direct object. Please tell me what Goku plans. Please tell what? What Goku plans. It's again the direct object. In both cases. To defeat all evil, his goal might take time. What is his goal? To defeat evil. What is to defeat evil? His goal. So, his goal is an appositive. To defeat all evil, what Goku plans might take time. Again, it's also an appositive, right? So as you can see, yeah, it happens that a noun clause can take the place of a noun, and I can identify a noun clause because it is going to have the same function of a noun. So a noun clause can be a subject, it can be a direct object, it can be a predicate nominative, it could be an appositive, as you have seen. Yes, I guess we have established that. Now, what are the functions of noun clauses? In theory, a noun clause could do anything that a noun can do. In practice, it is not really that simple. There might be cases, there might be functions of nouns that noun clauses cannot perform. So please remember this. This is not something, let me rephrase that. The functions of noun clauses are not for you to memorize. It's not like you're gonna say, okay, a noun clause that starts with that is going to act always as a subject or always as a direct object. That is not my objective with you guys. In this subject, it has never been my objective to give you a list of functions that nouns or adjectives or etc. can do. What my objective has always been is to provide you with the tools to think about what these things can do. I don't want you to go mechanically going, like learning lists, and based on those lists, you're going to say, this is this. No, I want you to be critical. I want you to think. Those are the tools that I am giving you. Okay? So whenever you see a clause, you need to start to apply your analytical skills and think, okay, this is a noun, this is a clause because it contains this and this element. It makes sense that they are working together. And now you're going to think, okay, is this a noun clause? Is this a relative clause? Is this an adverb clause? And you're going to be doing all this thinking based on what we have been learning, on what we have been discussing. And then you assign roles, you assign classes, etc. But my goal has never been to treat you like empty vessels that I have to fill. No, I'm not filling your heads. What I'm trying to do is to give you the tools to think critically about language, okay? Please always remember that. That's what I want to do with you guys. I want you to be critical. I want you to be analytical. But anyway, and so noun clauses can behave as nouns, and as such, they can perform roles as subjects. They can be subjects. They can be predicate nominatives. A noun clause can be a direct object, an indirect object, an object complement, the object of a preposition, an appositive, and they can also be adjective complements. Now, the adjective complement is the one function that nouns, regular nouns, do not possess. Okay? An adjective complement is a function solely carried out by a noun clause. I repeat, only noun clauses can be adjective complements. Please bear that in mind. Now, how do we use a noun clause? We use a noun clause after some verbs and some adjectives. We use noun clauses to include a question in a statement. In other words, we use noun clauses in embedded questions. And we also use noun clauses to report what someone has said or what someone has asked. Now, noun clauses they can follow certain verbs or certain adjectives that express mental activities. Now, I have a list here of words. Here we have verbs, and here we have adjectives that can be followed by noun clauses. These verbs and adjectives, they express mental activities. Okay, so I agree that we should send more money to our parents in El Salvador. I am using a noun clause after agree. I believe that everyone should be treated with respect. The children decided that they didn't want a bike for their birthdays. I doubt that we'll leave on time today. The old man felt that life had passed him by. And I could go on, but I will not bore you with this. So whenever we have these verbs, it's very likely that we can also use a noun clause after them. And you'll realize that you are going to be using these noun clauses as direct objects, right? And then we have some adjectives as well. I am afraid that our time has come to an end. Manuela is angry that her boyfriend smiled at the cashier. The soldiers were clear that those men looked suspicious. Now, I want you to pay attention to this. We have a list of adjectives here, right? Afraid, angry, aware, certain, clear, convinced, disappointed, glad, happy, pleased, sad, positive, sorry, surprised, sure, and worried. Now, if I can use a noun clause after these words, after these adjectives, what are these noun clauses going to be? If you were paying attention to the words that I've been saying, let me see, the last slide, I think, you will remember that I told you that noun clauses can perform a role that only noun clauses can perform, that nouns cannot perform this role, and that is to be adjective complements. So if I say the politicians are afraid that the virus will cause lots of economical issues, that noun clause is an adjective complement. If I say they were angry that you didn't go with them, is going to be a noun clause that acts as an adjective complement. We are going to continue our lesson on noun clauses in the next video class. Have a nice day, guys.